Guru, our chanting was totally ineffective. Without the proper connection of a bona fide spiritual master, the chanting of the holy name was totally ineffective.
Is
Totally without effect.
Yes.
So he's very much in anxiety.
Who?
He's heard this. He had some hope against hope that his chanting would help purify him to the point of coming to accept fully the vows necessary for that connection.
Who?
Nimai Pandit.
Where is he?
He's in England. He came here for a short time.
It is true, what Puri Maharaj said, it is true. But still it is mentioned in Bhaktivinoda Thakur's song, Sango dosho shunno, dikkhita dikkhito jodi tava naam gaye, manose ador koribo tahare, jani nijo jana. Jodi tava naam gaye, sango dosho shunno, dikkhita dikkhito, যদি তব নাম গায় মানুষে আদর করিব তাহারে জানি নিজ জন তায়। আর দীক্ষিত হইয়া ভজে তুয়া পদ তাহারে প্রণতি করি আর অনন্য ভজনে বিঘ্ন যেই জন তাহারে সেবিব হরি। This is the translation of a particular sloka in Upadeshamrita written by Rupa Goswami as inspired by Mahaprabhu. Krishneti Joshya Giri Tang Manasa Driyeta Dikkhastiti Panati Bhishcha Bhajanto Visham Sustrushaya Bhajana Vigga Mananna Manna Nindadi Sunna Sangala Krishneti Joshya Giri Tang Manasatiyat, in whose lips we hear the name of Krishna, we shall like him mentally. We shall give respect, show our sympathy mentally. Bhaktivinoda Thakur here, he gives a condition, Sangodosha Sunna. If he is not keeping any bad company, opposite company, either Mayavadi or this Sahaja or Jati Goswami. If he is not influenced by any anti-Vaisnava school, anti-Bhakti school, but takes the name of the Lord without Diksha, without getting it from a bona fide Guru. Not yet got the name from a bona fide Guru, but he has not any bad association. If in that case we find any name of the Lord in his mouth, we shall mentally give him respect, spiritual respect, ador, manose ador. But we shall not bow down to him. আর দীক্ষিত হইয়া লয় তো দীক্ষাস্তিচে প্রণদিভিশ্চ, but if I got the holy name from a bona fide Gurudev, Diksha, then whenever we shall meet, we shall show our pranam to him. Because he has got divine connection in his heart. So mental respect is not sufficient for him. He has got connection from the divinity through the agent. So divine seed is there in his heart. I shall show by our obeisance, pranam, prostration. I shall show respect to him. The second, the third, whom we shall find taking the name of the Lord always, speaking, working, anyhow, whenever there is any engaged in some service, but whenever there is any vacant time, he is seen to take the name of the Lord. Name of the Lord. Continued. Service, the name, taking name continued almost always. He is in a continuous engagement with the holy name. All his work, anything, continued. Then we shall try to serve him. The first person we shall mentally we shall adore. The second we shall show our Unnati, who is already got Diksha, divine connection, and who is seen to be engaged always in the service, any form or other, then we shall try to serve him. So serving, we shall take to get some grace from him, blessings. And the fourth stage, Nindari, who is forgetful of his own self, merged whole self in Krishna consciousness, taking the name, crying, sometimes dancing, half mad. We find such person by fortune, then we shall try to take any advantage from him by rendering any sort of possible services. We shall try our heart if we find. Ananya bhajane vigna jai, tahare se viva hari, আর সঙ্গদর্শন দীক্ষা যদি তব নাম গায় মানুষে আলোকে দীক্ষিত হইয়া হরে তোরা বলো তাহারে প্রণতি অনন্য ভজনে বিজ্ঞজন তাহারে সেবিব হরি আর সঙ্গ নিন্দাদি শূন্য অমানি মানদ সর্বদা হয়ে করছে is madly engaged in the service of Hari, his name, his story, anything else, then we shall try our best to get his grace by any way satisfying him. So this will be our behavior towards the devotees outside. Do you follow?
Yes, Guru.
The Upadeshamrita Shlok, Krishneti Joshya Giri, Gir mane Bani, Bak, in his voice. Giri means his voice in words. Krishna iti Joshya Giri in his words. Krishna iti Joshya Giri tam manasa adriyeta, mentally adriyeta, adore. Dikkhasti chet pranati vishcha, if he has got divine connection of the bona fide Guru, then we shall bow down to him. Because in his heart some divinity has come down. This is descended. Ananya bhajane vigna jaijan, who is trying to engage himself always, continuously in the service of Hari in any way or other, then we shall try to serve him. Not only showing our obeisance, pranam, but we shall try to render some service. And the fourth case, when we shall find that he is almost half mad, so intense is his attraction for the Lord. He forgets the outer paraphernalia, environment, and forgetful, and is wholly conscious of that sweet realization. So we shall try to take benefit from it in any way possible. Very, very attentive to get something from him. So, Nidai Gaur Hari Bol.
Guru Maharaj, one short question. I believe I know the answer, but I was asked to ask your divine grace, because I have to reply to this letter. One boy, it seems, has had one dream that he received Dikha from A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami. So the question, to confirm the answer, the question is there anything like that possible, that one can actually receive connection through dream?
That may be possible, but hardly to be believed. Not impossible, but we shall believe it not only by his statement, by his conduct, how he should behave, what is his practices, what is his utterances, his thought, whether it is equal to other disciples of A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami in toto. All these things to be considered. It is not impossible, but it is hardly possible. So here we are.
By the sannyasi, what happened? Where did he go?
Sannyasi, he wandered throughout the different holy places of India, and Nityananda Prabhu was in his company. We are told like that.
That was
And got Diksha. At that time it is not clearly mentioned that Madhavendra Puri took him, but one sannyasi took, and ultimately afterwards it was ascertained that he was Madhavendra Puri, because Nityananda Prabhu professed that he took initiation from Madhavendra Puri with that Swami. About 20 years, nearly 20 years, he wandered throughout, traveled throughout the length and breadth of India, all the visiting, all the holy places. 20 years. Of course, walking at that time. Madhavendra Puri, it is ascertained, not mentioned in when he took him from his parents, that Madhavendra Puri took him, not mentioned in that way. But afterwards we saw it was ascertained, because Nityananda Prabhu took initiation from him, and Advaita Prabhu, Pundarik Vidyanidhi, more some, they took Advaita Jajja, Pundarik Vidyanidhi, Ishwar Puri, they all took that Paramananda Puri, Ramchandra Puri, Brahmananda Bharati, They are all disciples of Madhavendra.
And after Madhavendra Puri departure, what did Nityananda Prabhu do?
Huh?
After the departure of Madhavendra,
Madhavendra Puri, Nityananda himself, he traveled through the Tirtha. And the last he went to Vrindavan again. And there from he came straight to Nabadwip, getting that inspiration that Krishna has gone to Nabadwip. This sort of inspiration was very clear in Nityananda, in Vrindavan. He told that I traced to find Krishna, Vrindavan, anywhere and everywhere, but the response that came to my heart that he is not here, go to Navadvip, there we will meet him, find him. So with this inspiration, I am coming to Navadvip. All the thrones there are vacant. That is Nityananda's statement after reaching to Navadvip.
the Pandavas, they had some pastime there, Bhima.
Yes. And they are in disguise. After coming from Jatugriha, they lived in disguise for some time. At that time they lived for some time in Ekachakra. And there nearby was Bakarakshasa, and Bhim killed him, that Bakarakshasa. The place is shown to us that Bhim killed Bakarakshasa there in that, under the tree. They show it. Ekachakra. That is nearly 5,000 years ago, or 600 or so ago. Nityananda.
Guru Maharaj, when Duryodhana and Arjuna came to see Krishna,
What?
they came to see Lord Krishna in Dwarka to ask him. Duryodhana asked for his army, for his army, and Arjuna very happily agreed to have Krishna on the Pandava side, although he was not going to fight. He was happy with that agreement. I was thinking, there are many heroes of the Yadu dynasty, such as Pradyumna, and many sons of Krishna that were very powerful. How is it that these personalities are not mentioned in the Mahabharat as in the great battle of Kurukshetra?
Because this battle was within the kinsmen, relatives. So many of them wanted to get aloof, not to join this internal feud. So they are fighting within. Kaurav, they are all Kaurava, Kuru Vangsha Kaurava. But Kaurava generally came to Duryodhana and the Pandava is separate. But they are all one, coming from the same grandfather perhaps. grandfather. So they did not want to encourage this war, this internal war. So Pradyumna, Niruddha, they are all neutral. Balaram was also neutral. And the Krishna told that I cannot, I am inclined towards Pandava, but still in this fight, in order to avoid Baladev. Baladev was intimately connected with, as Krishna with the Pandava, Baladev with Duryodhana. Duryodhana was his direct disciple of Balaram. So to avoid the internal difficulty among the Yadu and Krishna's relatives, he told that I won't accept any weapon, but I may remain one side, and the another side which get that 10 lakhs or so Narayani Sena, excluding those Pradyumna, Niruddha, etc., many, excluding. Narayani Sena, well-trained, 10 lakhs of soldiers, army. Army, the number strong, 10 lakhs strong or something. A very well-trained army. One side, another side, Krishna without weapons. Two sides. And that was also to be had under a condition. Krishna told that I shall be lying in the bed, and whomever I shall, whomever I shall see after waking from the bed, whose face I shall see, I shall take his part. So Krishna was lying in the bed, both Duryodhana and Arjuna, they went there to get help of Krishna. First Duryodhana reached there, and he thought that I am a king. He took his seat near the head of Krishna. And then next Arjuna arrived, and he took his seat near lying in this way, near the feet of Krishna. Then when Krishna first opened his eye, generally the eyesight goes to the leg side. Oh, Arjuna, you have come. Then he turned his head and found, oh, that Maharaj Duryodhana come. First he saw Arjuna, so he is bound to take the side of Arjuna, Pandava. But Duryodhana was not very much dissatisfied, because he thought that Krishna without weapon, what is that? On the other side, I am getting 10 or 12 lakhs of well-trained soldiers, Narayani Sena, are very famous for fighting. So, no loss to me. In this way, Duryodhana departed. And Krishna, by his policy, diplomacy and the policy, he began to guide the Pandava party. And the Narayani Sena was finished almost in one day by Arjuna. And that day Arjuna lost his son Abhimanyu. And Narayana Sena invited Arjuna to fight. Arjuna had to go there. Here in that opportunity, taking the opportunity, Dronacharya, he made arrangement of Chakravyuha, and none knew to enter into that Guha but Abhimanyu. And that is a story, there is also. When Subhadra, Abhimanyu's mother, she requested Arjuna that what is Chakravyuha? She was also a fighting lady. She asked, what is Chakravyuha? Arjuna used to say, how to enter. Arjuna going on telling. But how to get out of this? When Arjuna was speaking, Subhadra was asleep. So the boy Abhimanyu, he was at that time in the womb of mother. When mother attended, the boy heard. When mother slept, the boy could not hear. So Abhimanyu knew how to enter into that arrangement of army. Guha means a particular arrangement of the army. He could enter, but he could not know, he did not know to get out. So that day Arjuna gone away to fight the Narayani Sena, and the Abhimanyu entered, but he could not, he did not know to come out. And the Jayadratha was the gatekeeper, and by the boon of Mahadev, Jayadratha was invincible only for the one day, invincible by whole of the Pandava. There is four Pandava and others, except Arjuna. But Arjuna was absent, and the Bhim, Yudhishthir, Nakul, Sahadev, and the other fighters from the Pandav side, they tried, but Jayadratha opposed successfully. None could enter. And Abhimanyu, at last, he was surrounded by 7 Rathi. Drauna, Karna, Ashwathama, Kripa, Duryodhana, Dushasana, Sakuni Bola. All these 7 Rathi surrounded him, and he himself alone, and at the last no weapon finished, and these 7 combined showered arrows on him, and he had to die. And Arjuna went to finish those Narayani Sena. The 10 lakh of pureless finished. So Krishna came to side with the Pandava, and the Duryodhana got for that 10 lakhs of Narayani soldiers. And this way it was divided. And the Krishna without weapon. That was the condition. But his guidance was the all-important factor in the world. The policy, the diplomacy. Niti Rashmi Jigishatang in Bhagavad Gita. While the fighting force cannot attain victory, but the niti, the policy can conquer, can be victorious. Niti in Bhagavad Gita. Niti Rashmi. I am there in the policy, in fighting. There I am. Jigishatan. Those that attain victory, and with them as the policy. Diplomacy. Strategy. As what is said, what strategy or something? Satyaki also belongs to Yadu Vangsha, but he was disciple of Arjuna. Satyaki. So Satyaki joined Pandava, and the Krishna as the leader of the Narayani Sena, he joined Duryodhana. And the Krishna alone without weapon, she joined Pandava. And Balaram saw that it does not look well, that Krishna on one side and I shall be on the other side, on the side of Duryodhana, who was his very favorite disciple, Duryodhana. So Balaram, he went on pilgrimage. He was out. Then finishing pilgrimage, when he came to Balrikashram, there he heard that the war is going to come in end soon. Then he came hurriedly towards Kurukshetra. The war is going to finish, take its finish. At that time, the Duryodhana and the Bhim both, they began their final fighting with club, Gada fighting. And Balaram was an expert in Gada fighting, and also he trained Duryodhana in that fighting. Duryodhana was a very well-trained Gada fighter. Of course, Bhim had strength, but a skill in the fighting, Duryodhana had better position. So the fighting began, last fight, and it is mentioned the rule and in the Gada fight is this: then one should not hit beneath the waist. The honorable fighter, they must not hit by Gada beneath the waist. They will try to attack on the upper part of the body. And the Duryodhana, some time ago, some rishi told that you, Duryodhana, if you go to your mother Gandhari, she is always covering her eyes, her face. But if she once see you, your body, it will be petrified, stone. And none will be able to strike your body. No, it won't be affected anyway, by any weapon. Any strike of any weapon won't be able to create any wound in your body. If Gandhari cast her look on your body, as much as he will look, cast her glance, that will be like thunder, unbelievable. Then Duryodhana asked that I am grown-up boy, young man, how can I go? Some told you go naked to your mother. The whole body will be iron. But someone gave the advice, you are a grown-up boy, it does not look well to go there naked. No mother. But take some small clothing, that underwear, something short, and present yourself to your mother. So Duryodhana did like that. So from this part to this part, that was covered. And any strike on other parts won't produce any effect, any wound. The fight began. Bhima, of course, more strong, but Duryodhana more skilled man. Fighting going on. Then Baladev in the meantime was also present there. He asked. Bhim forgot, Bhim knew, Bhim's promise was also so. At the time when Draupadi was going to be undressed, at that time, Duryodhana showed his thigh to Draupadi. And Bhim, feeling much insult, declared at that time, announced his promise, I shall break down your thigh. That was his promise, and this is the chance. And the other part of Duryodhana, unvulnerable. But in the madness of fighting, Bhim forgot all those things. Krishna, in a very tactful way, showed his own thigh. And it reminded him that strike must be given in the thigh. All other parts are vulnerable, unvulnerable. So, but it is against the rules of the Gada fighters to strike below the waist. What to do? It is said that Bhim, he tried to hit on the upper part, but in order to avoid that Duryodhana, he took a leap upward. And the strike just touched the thigh. When he was going up, he was jumped over, and he tried to strike perhaps over the waist, but he jumped, and this portion was the mark. And this was very vulnerable, and the Bhim strike of the club of Bhim fell, both the thighs broken, Duryodhana fell. Then Balaram protested, what is this? Unlawful, illegal fight. It is very bad. I shall kill Bhimsen. Why he has done so? Then Krishna pacified him. Why you are so excited? And Bhim had his promise, you know, at the time of Draupadi's insult, by snatching away her clothing, that I shall break your thigh. So to fulfill the Kshatriya, to fulfill their promise, they can do anything and everything. This is the law. And also, you must have marked that Duryodhana took a leap, jumped up, and the heat what was up on the upper part of the body, that because he jumped up, it came to the thigh. So Bhim is not to be blamed, my brother. This is decision of the providential decision. So you need not be excited. And now they also revere you very much. So must be gracious to them also. In this way, Balaram was pacified by Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
So Guru Maharaj, the battle of Kurukshetra, that was arranged by Krishna to relieve the burden of all the powerful kings on the earth. And then, after the battle, some did not participate.
Some?
As Pradyumna, Aniruddha, some of Krishna's sons, they did not participate.
No.
Did any of the Kurus also not?
Many, almost the whole Yadu family did not take participation. Only Kritavarma, the soldiers, and the Kritavarma.
I see.
And one Satyaki, he was the disciple of Arjuna. Kritavarma and the Satyaki, these two from the side of the Yadu took part in fighting, direct fighting. And Krishna was like a minister, and those soldiers, Narayana Sena, that was given, that was finished. So the whole Yadu family, they were aloof.
Were there any others that did not participate on the Kuru side?
No, none participated. None did participate. On the Kritavarma as the leader of
Yes,
the
but
10
on the
lakh.
Kuru side, on the Kuru
And,
side.
and the only Satyaki who was the disciple of Arjuna. These two from the Yadukula participated in Kurukshetra war.
Yes.
None else. Balaram was aloof and the Krishna was half aloof. They were without weapon, but only by guidance. There was another thing, Jujutsu, one of Dhritarashtra's son. When just the battle would begin, then both the parties, the commander of both the parties announced, if anyone wants to go to change his side, he may do. He is at liberty to do the change of party. The Pandava, for anyone in the Pandava party, if he likes to join the Duryodhana party, he may go and join freely. And if anyone in the party of Duryodhana likes to join the party of Pandava, he also may do. Then there was one Jujutsu, the son of Dhritarashtra by his maidservant. His name was Jujutsu. He, from party of Duryodhana, joined Pandava party. And only 10 survived in this battle. About 40 lakhs of people nearly joined in the battle. 18 অক্ষৌহিনী মানে on division. Some Rathi charioteer, some horsemen, some elephant, some padatik, infantry. They are one group, one Akhohini. One Akhohini means one division, consisting of many things. The charioteer, the elephant, the horse, and the for infantry.
Yes.
All. Some portion is that, some portion that, some portion that, one division. The Akhohini is division. Ashtadas Akhohini. 18 division of army. The seven towards Pandava and the 11 towards Duryodhana. They began fighting, and only 10 survived of this fight. Pancha Pandav, 5, and Ashwatthama Kripacharya, because they are immortal for some period. They are 7, and Satyaki was 1, Kritavarma was 1. 7 দিয়ে 9. 7 দিয়ে 9, and that Jujutsu, that maidservant son of Dhritarashtra. These 10, Krishna is not counted within because he did not use any weapon. So outside Krishna, only 10 survived in this battle who fought with weapon. The Pandavas 5 and Satyaki, the disciple of Arjuna from the Yadu Vangsha, and the Kritavarma also, from Yadu Vangsha. He survived. And the Kripacharya and Ashwatthama. 5 আর 2 7 আর 2 9. And that Jujutsu, he also survived in that battle. Only 10 survived. Many others survived in the battle, but that was most heinously killed by Ashwatthama at night when they are asleep. The Pandava, 5 sons of Pandava, and Dhishtadyumna and many others that survived the battle on the Pandava side, they, when sleeping, they were killed by Ashwatthama. So only these 10 survived. Hari Krishna, Gaur Hari. Nidai Gaur.
Guru Maharaj, what was the real reason why the Yadus had to live in the air?
The Yadus had to leave the planet also. Krishna arranged for the Yadus to destroy themselves, to destroy each other, to fight each other. So the reason for that, he was...
What is the reason? Gandhari told, Gandhari, externally Gandhari gave some curse. That Krishna, you are at the root of this internal feud in our family. So you will have to feel the same consequence. If I am a chaste woman, then I say that as you are at the root of this family fighting, internal fighting, you will have to reap the same result. Your men will also be divided into different parties and they will fight with one another and die. That is ostensibly. Another aspect may be there was none to kill Yadu, to cope with the Yadus in external fighting. So they have to go away from finishing the Lila. They showed such a fashion of fighting and dropped down and passed away like a drama. They did not like to be killed by others in the world. That will be an insulting thing. So they made arrangement amongst them to show a fight with one another and pass away. That was their own domain. Do you follow?
Yes.
No?
Yes.
Yes.
Many of them were
It
denied.
is a show like drama because they are all eternal. They do not die. They are parts of the devotee. They do not die at all. Only a dramatic movement they showed that we are fighting and we are dead. In that fashion they went away. And Bhaktivinoda Thakur has given another interpretation in his Sri Krishna Samhita, that it was shown in such a way that in our body, in an organic whole, thus in our body, every limb helps another. By mutual help they live, the organic whole. Organic whole, when it is in normal condition, every part helps the other part, one helping another. In this way, The whole is helping the whole. But when the destruction comes, at that time it takes just the opposite turn. Then every part wants to live at the cost of another part. Do you follow? No. When whole healthy, every part tries to help another part. But at the time of decay, destruction, every part tries to extract energy from another part to save himself. In this way, at the cost of another part, every part wants to be survive. So the Yadu, their disappearance created that very sin which is most natural in an organic whole. That the time when they are in decay, one is killing another, one is killing another, striving to maintain his vitality at the cost of another. This is the this is the rule. This is the rule in the nature. That when the last moment comes, every part in a joint family, he tries his best. Suppose and there is a fire, and some men, the mother, son, girl, husband, so many are there surrounded in it. As long as they are in good position, they are trying to save one another. The mother trying to save the son trying to save the brother, father trying to save the wife, the husband, in this way. But when the last moment comes, at that time, one tries to save himself at the cost of another. I was told that one gentleman to test this, put a monkey and sea monkey and our club and put fire around. In the beginning, the monkey, sea monkey, mother monkey tried her best to save the child. But when she was much wounded, then tried to save him at the cost of his child. Last moment. They said that this was shown, enacted in the disappearance of Yadu. When the time for final dissolution comes in any organization, every part tries to save himself at the cost of the other. But previously, in natural health, they try to help another at his own cost. It was shown in Yadu Bangsha.
বজ্রে বেঁচে গেছিল, শুধু বজ্রই বেঁচে গেছিল। বজ্র কৃষ্ণের
বজ্র। যুদ্ধতে সবাই মরে নেই, বসুদেব টসুদেব এরা তো অনেকে বেঁচে ছিলেন। দুঃখে বুঘ্নমনা সুখী সুবিগত প্রিয়। কৃষ্ণ লীলা, the conduct of Krishna is strictly seen in that light. Krishna running hither, thither, as if attending duty, very busy to attend his duty to various sections. But he did not succumb, Krishna. In such a position, when the Yadu is finished, there in the Antapur, the queens are roaring, the Vasudeva and the other old people, they are also wailing, and the chaos, Baladev gone, and he, as the form of Anantadev entered into the ocean, Krishna arranging all different places and trying to give consolation and to pacify the position everywhere. In this way, lastly he sent direct to Arjuna, almost finished, you go, I am going in such way. This report to Arjuna to manage hereafter, what the rest. Then Arjuna came and found such and such. Arjuna also, his soul is taken out of his body. It's like a statue. He came without Krishna. Arjuna is nothing first. Only like a dog. He came absent-minded, fully absent-minded, wandered, vacant. And then, like a machine, he moved, tried to take, as ordered by Krishna, who survived towards Hastina, Mathura. But in the way it was such. And the Vajra revived, and the Kurukshetra, both installing Vajra in Mathura and the Kurukshetra in Hastina, and their caretaker Subhadra, the mother of Abhimanyu. It was arranged by Yudhishthira. Then Yudhishthira ran towards Himalaya. And as soon as other 4 brothers of Yudhishthira and Draupadi heard this, they all ran after Yudhishthira. And those 6 were going, crossing Himalaya towards Sumeru, that means Northern Pole, marching towards Northern Pole. And one by one dropped overpowered by the cold ices. And Yudhishthira survived. And to test the religious mindedness of Yudhishthira, one dog came and told, I surrender to you. And the dog also went along with Yudhishthira. And the chariot came, and there was a controversy between the charioteer and Yudhishthira wanted to take the dog along. And they said, no, dog cannot kill your brother's wife all gone. Why do you take dog along with you? He is my refugee, I can't live it. When the test was finished, the dog suddenly turned to be Dharmaraj, Yamaraj. I came to test you, how you are religious. Leaving away your brother and the wife, you did not care for them, but you care for this dog because the dog told I am your, I take shelter under your feet. So you are so scrupulous in keeping your religious sentiment. We are satisfied with you. Come. All these things are Hari. First they had to pass through the heaven where Yudhishthira saw that all those fell in fighting in the face-to-face battle, they all come to heaven. And passing them, gradually he was taken to another place. And he had to look to some hell from far Some say because he told a lie to Dhanacharya, saying that Ashwatthama is dead. Some say Madhacharya, that he hesitated to obey the order of Krishna, so he had to see that hell for the time being. Anyhow, he passed from there, went to higher. I dissolve here.
Jai Om Vishnupada,
Bhakti Siddhanta.
Suprema Jakacharya Statara
Prabhupada ki jai.
Bhakti Rakakshya.
Hare Shri Bhakti Vedanta Swami Maharaj ki jai.